Enigma Pro Wrestling proudly present PWEW. Fans, are you ready? Enigma Pro Wrestling. EPW Pro Wrestling. A night filled with fun. A night filled with excitement.
Hello, wrestling fans. This is Rob Schock from Enigma Pro Wrestling, and on the call today, we have Nelson Big Daddy Frazier. Nelson, how are you today?
Going great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I have an opportunity to speak with you, so I'm feeling pretty good about that.
That's great.
Well, I'll tell you that we've had quite a stir here at Enigma Pro Wrestling with your video and photograph just on our social media side. It has been amazing to see how many fans out there want to see you. Do you get that often?
You know what? I do everywhere I go. I mean, I'm not anything special. I'm not like a Stone Cold Steve Austin or anything as far as being pushed by the WWE, but I've had so many different characters that have really touched people's hearts, starting with Men on a Mission and The Love Machine, and, you know, you go to Big Daddy V, and I mean, people just remember what they remember, and I'm just a rememberable type of character.
Truly are, and I remember watching you many a time saying, my God, that is one large man.
Yeah, I've been a large guy ever since, I think ever since about the 5th or 6th grade, I realized I was going to be a giant, and I was always a wrestling fan back in the NWA days, and man, when I started to get to the 7th grade, 8th, and so on, it's like I was the giant on campus, and I was going to go for it, man, and I knew that I was going to make it, too.
So is that what sparked the fire in your belly to get into wrestling, or was it watching within some of the heroes back then, and that's what got you into wrestling? What was it?
Well, actually, man, it went back way further than that. I had a couple of friends in school that were really big wrestling fans, too, and so we started to make our own wrestling organization with a huge piece of cardboard, and we would make the belts out of cardboard, and when we'd shine them up with glitter and things of that nature. And so it really goes back as far as I can remember, as far as me wanting to be a professional wrestler. As far as taking it seriously, whenever I was in the 8th grade and I saw that I was taller and bigger than everybody else, I started amateur wrestling in the 9th grade, and I wrestled for 4 years. I was really good at wrestling, and I was really good at commercial arts, so I had to make the choice between the two, and I chose wrestling.
And we're so glad that you did choose wrestling. What was the first big milestone for you in wrestling? What was it that you said, man, I think I've arrived? Well,
actually, when you're coming up through the ranks, you really don't know when you've truly arrived. You think that are less spectacular that you have arrived. But honestly, I thought to myself whenever I hit USWA TV at Memphis that I had made it, because that was the first time not the first time I was on TV, but it was the first time that I was on TV and I had an opportunity to wrestle throughout the week and get paid, so it was actually a job. So that's when I thought I made it. But 30 days later, Vince McMahon wanted to see us have a tryout, and he hired us, and I knew for sure then that I had made it.
So that had to be a wild ride. Now, how many years were you wrestling with WWE and WWF?
Ever since 1992 on to 2008, I believe it was. Yeah. And so nobody has been in and out of the company more than moi. So, yeah, it's been a wild ride.
What did you like about the experience? What were some of the highlights for you in terms of that track? Because that's a long stretch for anybody in any career. Any highlights that you can remember?
The one thing that I hang my hat on to this day is being the first person to ever pin the actually beat him in a casket match, but it took like the whole heel roster to come out to put him in and close the casket. And I think Hulk Hogan had some match with him, Texas Tornado, but I don't believe he actually pinned him. But I was the one that actually got the 1-2-3 on him, and man, you can ride that out for a lifetime because I mean he's portrayed now as the greatest wrestler of all time. So there you have it.
And there you have it. I would definitely rest my hat on that, and I think most the average person, if you pin them, I think that would be game over.
Oh yeah,
game over. Game over. And now, looking ahead, I know that in a previous conversation we were talking about how many people reach out to you through social media. Is that a way that you're still keeping fans engaged with you and so on?
I can honestly tell you that there are people from around the globe that I have met, and some people I haven't met, and they keep in touch with me, if not on a daily basis, a weekly basis, and I always respond. And people, I mean. People, they love me. They love me for whatever reason. Some people love me so they can cheer me. Some people love me so they can boo me. But I'm one of those wrestlers that is very interesting for one form or another. And then whenever they get to know me through social media, it takes it to a whole nother level. So I mean, I'm very blessed in knowing that.
Well, I'll tell you, I think that with Enigma Pro Wrestling, definitely for us, it really is fan engagement. It really is about the fans. We understand that without the fans, you have nothing, and I think you can appreciate that too. And we're excited to have you be part of Enigma Pro Wrestling. Any final thoughts on that as we round out our meeting today?
Yeah, Enigma Pro Wrestling. I just want to tell everybody out there listening that if you want something as close to WWE on the independent circuit, Enigma Pro Wrestling will be your ticket. But Enigma, they're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They're not trying to do anything different than, the number one company, WWE. But as far as independent wrestling, they will be the elite because of their production, because of the way they're going about it. They're going about it in a way that WWE would go about it. But don't get me wrong, they're not trying to topple WWE or anything like that. But Enigma is reaching out to a lot of these great talents who are not signed to WWE. They're not signed to TNA, but they're worldwide known. They're great wrestlers. And I believe that when Enigma starts going, that people are they're just going to be just so happy because it's going to be a breath of fresh air. Enigma Pro Wrestling is going to be huge. And it's going to be huge. It's going to be as huge as you ever have seen on the independent circuit. And I'll put my stamp on that.
Well, that's an awfully big stamp, and I'll tell you that we are humbled and honored to have you a part of what makes Enigma special. And we definitely thank you for giving us the amount of time that you've given us today. And we look forward to seeing all that we can about you. Thank you very much, Nelson.
Absolutely, I appreciate your time today, and I want to just reiterate to the fans. If you don't remember anything about independent pro wrestling, just remember the word Enigma, and I guarantee you'll be happy in the end.
All right. With that, thank you so much, Nelson, and Big Daddy, we will see you soon. And for all those listening, thank you very much for tuning in.
Okay, God bless, man. Thank you.